Were involved, and whether or not there are any fatalities, and just the extent of any,
sure.
Any other injuries.
And can you let us know if there's any deaths?
Sure. We're at this point we're trying to confirm as the number of structures that have been impacted. We have 10 structures that have been de-energized by the assistance of SDG&E right now, and it's going to be an unknown amount of time as far as how long that power is going to be out. We do have multiple confirmed fatalities. We do not know exactly how many. And that's what we're waiting for as we kind of pivot into this next investigatory phase to determine the extent of what the damage is to the homes, the number of fatalities, and starting to do kind of a search of some of the areas that we deemed as unsurvivable.
I heard that one of them was a UPS driver. Is that correct, or can you say?
I cannot confirm that. You can see behind me that there was a large box truck that was damaged. As far as what company that is and if it was affiliated with one of those transportation companies, I can't confirm that right now.
When you say multiple confirmed deaths, are you saying more than 2? Can you give us any kind of estimate at all?
We know there has been at least 2 confirmed, but we do not know if there are more. Not to be too graphic, but it's a pretty brutal scene for our guys, and we're trying to comb through it. So we just give us a little bit of time, and we'll try and determine to the extent as far as how many injuries and fatalities.
And based on the visual inspection, can you give us an idea of where you believe the impact of the crash was and what happened? I mean, because obviously there's a pretty good debris field here on debris testing.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm the first to admit that I am not an expert in aviation crashes. So our best guess, based on the damage behind us, is that these homes behind us really took the brunt of the force of the airplane. And we do have a debris field that extends almost a block to the southeast as well. So, like we said, we're still trying to determine the extent. This is, although it's been maybe an hour and a half or 2 hours, this is really early on in the total scope of this call.
What is behind you? What is that crash? What is that, a truck?
That's the box truck that we were speaking of earlier.
Okay.
And when you talk about the debris field, can you give us roughly, like, are you talking 3 or 4 homes, any kind of range on that?
The major damage was the 2 homes that are behind me, and there's additional damage to probably 2 or 3 more homes, and again the debris field that is strewn across almost this entire block.
Have we identified at least the type of...
how many people may have been on the plane?
We do not have any idea at this time.
Do we have any idea what the type of the aircraft was?
I do not know the type of aircraft. We'll work on getting that information for you.
Do you know confirmed fatalities from inside the homes?
We still need to do some more search and confirm that everyone has had an opportunity to get outside their homes. But right now we cannot confirm that that everybody has been able to exit their home safely.
What about the people on the planes? Did they survive?
We believe that the injuries are non-survivable for anyone that was on that plane.
And any idea how many people were on the plane?
We do not know how many people were on the plane.
Is it that there were people that actually were able to help rescue someone?
I do not know. I can't confirm that if people were able to help rescue. I will say this: we have some amazing citizens in Santee, and we know that if they're asked to jump into action, I have full confidence they probably did. But as far as What actions they took, you'd have to talk to the bystanders.
How many youth or teams are involved, Chief?
Excuse me?
The driver of the box truck.
I cannot make any confirmations about the driver of the box truck at this point.
Is it the flames been? Is it extinguished? The fire's been extinguished.
Yeah, right now we're at a stage. You can see there's still some smoldering debris behind us, and like I said, we're kind of in a transition phase of moving out of extinguishment and life safety and life preservation to more of just trying to protect the scene for an investigation that's obviously going to be forthcoming.
How many youth or teams are involved,
Confirmed
Chief?
if it was the plane or the truck driver?
Excuse me?
You said there were 2 deaths, but you couldn't confirm whether it was the plane or the truck driver?
I cannot confirm if it was. I cannot complain where those deaths, where they originated, if that makes
But
sense.
there were 2.
At this point, we know there is a minimum of 2.
Okay.
I don't want to misspeak and say that there's any additional because we can't confirm that right now.
And just to recap, you said 2 dead and then 2 injured. Were taken to the hospital, and there might be multiple deaths and also more injuries.
We have at least 2 that were transported to local hospitals. I can't make any statements on the extent of their injuries right now. And we do have at least 2 confirmed fatalities.
Were they burned?
The fatalities?
No, the two that went to the hospital.
I can't make any statements about what the extent of their injuries were.
What about pets? Do you know where the aircraft was coming from? Was it Gillespie Field or was it military? There was reports that there was a military helicopter flying with this plane.
I haven't heard anything about that, so I'm not going to comment on it.
How many youth or teams do you have on the ground, Chief?
How many search teams do we have?
Youth or teams, yes.
I'd have to give you an exact number, but we've had dozens of firefighting personnel on scene that are trained in some of the search and rescue techniques
From multiple
agencies throughout what we call the Central Zone, including Santee and most of our neighboring agencies.
So San Diego as well.
San Diego as well.
Chief, do you know if this is impacting air traffic with Gillespie at all?
I do not know if this has been impacted air traffic with Gillespie. I'll try to find out.
Was the
Anything
school
about pets in the home? If they survived?
I have not heard any reports about pets in the home, so I can't state whether or not there were any and if they survived at
Was
this
the
point.
school closed for today? Do you know, or was no one in the school?
I do not believe the school was closed, but we did have personnel go to each school and make sure they were okay, and all the schools were unaffected, and the students were unaffected by this.
How far away was it from the school? Sorry.
I can't tell you exactly amounts, how the distance at this point.
Were there people in the homes?
We're still trying to figure that out at this point. There were some people that were transported, but again, kind of early on in the investigatory phase.
You know if they were conscious when they were transported?
They were conscious when they were transported. Okay, that's all I got for you. Thank you.